Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for February 18th, 2024. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, these two twos look into here. That puts a 2 in one of these two. Two sixes look down here. There's a 6 down here somewhere. 8 and 8. All right, I'm seeing two sixes look down, so let's put a 6 there. Two fives look down, and this 5 looks in, and this 5 looks in. So there's only one place for 5 in this box, which is right there. Whenever you have 4 of a digit looking into a box, you can always place that digit into that box, unless it's already in there. All right, two 7s I'm noticing. Put a 7 there. I'm going to look at this band for a little longer, because look how empty that, or look how full this box is. 1, 2, and 9 go here. I mean, I see this can't be a 1, so let's put 1, 2, 9. 1's in one of these two. Now, this one does what's called pointing, and that's going to be really important here. So we already know that these can't be 1 and these can't be 1 because of these two ones here. But this pointing tells us that these can't be 1. And that's actually going to place a 1 right there. Now, why can't these be 1? Well, there's a few ways you can think about it. There's always is in Sudoku, as long as it's a logical method. First of all, you can do contradiction method. What would happen if I were to put a 1, say, here? Well, that would eliminate 1 from these two, and this can't be a 1, and there'd be no 1 in the box. And we have to have exactly one in the box, and 0 is not exactly 1. So that doesn't work. Another way to think about it is row 4 has only a single 1 in it. It has exactly one 1 in it, row 4. This box needs a 1, and it can't get it from row 5, and it can't get it from row 6. So it will get it from row 4. Well, if box 6 is getting it from row 4, then box 5 is not getting it from row 4, because row 4 doesn't have 2 to give. So therefore, these are not 1. Another way to think about it is, where does the 1 end up in this box? Well, there's only 2 worlds. Either the 1 ends up here, or the 1 ends up here. In both worlds, that 1, so if I just put it in both worlds, that 1 will eliminate 1s from these cells. Also these, but these already couldn't be 1, right? So the rest of the row won't be 1, because no matter which one we pick, it's not going to be here. So hopefully that makes sense. And you can see this by the corner marks lining up in our boxes. And we use corner marks when a digit is limited to certain cells in a box. And that's one of the reasons we do, is it designates pointing. So the 1 points in here, this one takes 1 out of these, this one takes 1 of these, and so this is a 1. All right, so these two 1s look down, this one looks in, that places a 1 here. These two 1s look into here. There's a 1 in one of these two, and now of course I'm going to look up here to see where the 1 goes. Aha, so up here, the 1 only goes in one of these two. So that also points. Notice they line up in a single column, in this case column 3. So the rest of column 3 can't be a 1. So this actually couldn't be a 1. So we place the 1 here. Now, of course, I'm going to look for the 1 in this box. So this one looks up, this one looks in. Okay, so the 1 in this box is in one of these 3. So we end up with this pattern. This pattern is one of many patterns that you'll see when there's very few of a digit left, where they kind of influence each other, or there's a few possible ways it could resolve, and it's not clear how it's going to resolve yet. So we have to wait for more digits to get placed before we can do that. All right. So for example, if we place a 2 or a 9 here, that would resolve this 1, and then that would help. Actually, that the other way around would be better. If we placed a 2 or a 9 here, and this ended up a 1, then that would also place the 1 here and here. Anyway. It's nice to recognize those patterns so you know not to spend more time on them until later, but keep it in your head that, oh, 1s were limited. Let's double check on that. Okay, let's go back up to here. Actually, I wanted to scan this band more, and then I'll come back up to this band. Except I just saw something. Yeah, okay, so we have, in this band, we have a New York Times trick. It's really just, it's called the New York Times trick when you're solving a New York Times puzzle, mostly. I think it has leaked out of that. But really, it's just something that appears a lot, like surprising amount in the New York Times hard Sudokus, which makes me think however they're generating the Sudokus is biased towards that. But anyway, it causes what's called a hidden triple. So let's make these green. These are the green digits, 2, 4, and 7. So we need 3 cells in row 3 in order for to put the 3 green digits in that row. right? We're calling 2, 4, 7 the green digits. So we need 3 open cells in row 3 to put the green digits in. But I'm not allowed to, there isn't any more room in this box for green digits. And these aren't the green digits. These are gray, right? The 1, 5, and 8 are not part of the green set. So the green set has to end up here. Exactly, because there are only 3 cells left for green, and we need 3 cells for green. It doesn't have any green yet. So this ends up being only 2, 4, 7. Hopefully that makes sense. And so because this can't be 2, this is 4, 7. Because this can't be 4, this is 2, 7. And because this can't be 7, this is 2, 4. And so we can immediately do that. Now there's always a follow-up when you find it this way, which is where do the gray digits now go in box 1? Or you could have just asked in the first place, where do the gray digits go in box 1? Well, the gray digits go here. The gray digits are the 1, 8, and 5. We need 3 spaces for them, and row 3 can't have more gray digits. So we know that the 1 will end up here, the 5 will end up here, and then that means that this has to be the 8 because this can't be 1 or 5, so this is the 8. And then finally, we could call these maybe the purple digits, right? Where do the 3 purple digits? The 3 purple digits are the 3 digits that weren't the green or the gray digits. So they're going to be the 3, the 6, and the 9. All right. Now, we don't know a whole lot. Like, we could start coloring these, but at this point, it's not really. We can just get rid of the colors. But if you wanted to, you could just start coloring other digits, green and purple. Sometimes just randomly separating digits into groupings can help you scan better. But I'm not going to do that in this puzzle. So we're just going to get rid of all the colors here. All right. But yeah, those are generally the conclusions you'll want to find when you find a hidden triple that way, is you're going to want to fill this triple, and this triple in whichever order makes the most sense to you. They are already all triples. So however you want to fill them. All right. So what does that get us? This 1, 5 pair is intriguing. So the 5 especially, we have all these 5s looking in this box now. So 5 goes in one of these two. Of course, a pair will eliminate those digits from the rest of the column. That's one of the most basic Sudoku techniques. But if you haven't encountered that yet, if you think about it for a little bit, it's very similar to the pointing argument, but it's hey, these cells can only be 1 and 5, and we have to put 2 digits into those cells, so they will end up 1, 5. So they'll either end up 1, 5 this way, or they'll end up 1, 5 this way. And no matter which world they end up in, it'll eliminate 1 and 5 from the rest of the column. Okay, so 5's over here. Importantly, just this isn't 5 anymore. That sometimes is enough to do something interesting. I'm not seeing it in this case, but all right, let's just finish off this top band. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just going to finish this top band, so I'm done with it. So 8 is one of those two. I think that might be it. Oh, okay. Well, this 7 looks in. This can be 7. Never mind. 5s, no. Okay, maybe there isn't more to do on this top band. So let's move on to the next band. Finish this band. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of 8s looking into this box. Actually, this 8 doesn't affect it, but 8 goes in one of these two. All right, I've got 4 digits left in this row. So whenever you have 4 remaining in a row column box, it's always good to at least think about what those digits are and see what the consequences are. So the digits, just so to give us the frame of mind of what digits we're looking at, right, are 2, 4, 5, and 9. So now we know to look for 2, 4, 5, 9. So like I see the 5 looking at this one. I see the 2 looking down here, but I'm not seeing anything like significant about 2, 4, 5, 9, right? Like one of them being limited to only one cell, or one of the cells seeing a lot of those. So I already know it's probably not worth penciling this at this time. There are 4 left in this row as well, if we include this one, right? So we need 2, 5, 8, 9. Now again, I just look at 2, 5, 8, 9. So the first thing I'm immediately noticing is these 2 2s taking 2 out of 2 of the spots. Unfortunately, I can't eliminate 2 from here. So there could still be 2 places for 2, but that's an immediate flag in my head that something might be going on. It doesn't always mean it is, but it's good to flag that. So 2, 5, 8, 9. So we're going to think further about 2, 5, 8, 9. Well, I'm seeing this sees 5 and 9. If it sees 2 of those digits, that means there's only 2 left. So this can only be 2, 8. Actually, it can't be an 8 either. I just somehow missed that. This sees 5, 8, and 9. So this ends up to 2. Now that looks right. This can't be 2 anymore, right? So it can only be 9. That's a naked single. So now we place a 9 there. All right. This is a 1, 2 pair, which does affect this box, right? Because these can't be 2, and these can't be 2 anymore because the 1, 2 pair, and these could never have been 2. So 2 goes in one of these 2. Or I should say this 2 eliminates 2 from there. Not never could have been this. I didn't use a given. I guess this given did it. Anyway, 2 in one of these 2. So that was actually, oh no, we had to get the 1 first. But once we had this 1, this 2 was, these penciled 2s were there from the start. Which is interesting. Okay, and the remaining 2 digits are going to be 5 and 8. So we're just going to pencil a 5, 8 pair, right? There's only 2 digits left in the, 2 open cells left in the row. So that's why we look, right? Now I'm going to re-look at this just to make sure. I don't think anything we did really affected it. But just in case, 2, 4, 5, and 9. Did I miss anything about that? I don't think so. I am noticing that by filling this 2, this column has only 3 left. These 3. So what do we need? We need 3. We have 1, 2. We need 3, 6, and 7. So this can't be 3 or 7. So this can only be 6 out of 3, 6, 7. That makes that a 3. That makes that a 7. Alternatively, you could have filled this 7 first because it's the only place in the column that could have been 7. That's not a 3. In fact, had we scanned these 7s vertically, we would have seen that. I missed it. I hadn't really paid attention to that vertical yet. Okay, so I got this 6. Now, the question you always want to ask is, can I follow up on that? And there's a bunch of questions you can ask about how to follow up. First is the direct consequences. Well, we already had 6s in the rows, so that doesn't help. And this column is full, so that doesn't help. But what about indirect consequences, like occupying this cell? Well, it did reduce this box to have only 4 open cells now, so it's a good thing to think about. This row, it reduced to 4 open cells. If we count this 1, 2 pair as basically done, which I do. And so we want to think about those now, because they were 5 and now they're 4. So 4, 5, 8, 9 is what goes in this box. So because these aren't 5, because of these quarter marks we already know, we're left with 4, 8, 9 in these cells. So this one's not an 8. So this is 4, 9 only. This would be down to 4, 8, 9. Well, let's think about that in the context of this row then. So this row needs 3, 4, 5, and 9. No, not 5. 3, 4, 8, and 9. 3, 4, 8, 9. I mean, obviously this can't be 3. We already knew that. But I'm not really, I guess this can't be 3. Okay, so 3 in this box goes in one of these 2. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything with that. And now this is also reduced to 4 digits. So we need 2, 4, 5, and 9. This can't be 2, so we're down to 4, 5, 9 here. We kind of knew that. And then we're not seeing anything. I guess this can't be 5. Okay. Sometimes when they're down to 3, I'll pencil it. I feel like at this point I haven't done enough scanning in the grid to justify cluttering it like that. I always pencil when it's 2 remaining though. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next band now. I didn't find anything super fruitful there. So what do we want to do in this band? Repeated 5s, or 5s are done, 1s are done. So 9 and 7 don't have repeats. The 8 doesn't have a repeat. 1 and 5. Okay. So does anything look into this box, especially down here or down here? Yeah, so the 3 looks down. So that puts a 3 in one of these 2. 7 was already in the box. 2 does look down here, so 2's in one of these 3. Whenever you have a fully occupied row or column, it's always good to just look at the other 2 rows or columns and how things are looking into it. This one, of course, we're on the lookout for a 3, 5, 8 hidden triple, but they're definitely not happening here. 5 is already placed, so we're down to 3, 8. And there are plenty of places to put 3, 8 in these locations. The 3 is actually somewhat limited, but not very. It's down to 3 places. Anyway, this 1, 3, 5, of course, we're going to look at this column, but again, it's way too empty to do anything with. 1, 2, 6, 8. All right, we already have a 1 and an 8, so it would just be 2, 6. Not seeing anything with that. Are there any repeats in this stack? The 8s we got. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Sixes, actually. The two sixes look down. So 6 is one of those two. Okay, let's look over here then. Okay, so I have this 3 looking in and this 3 looking in. And these can't be 3. So 3 ends up in one of these two. And that does what's called pointing, which we've already gone over. So this can't be a 3 due to these pointing left. So that places this 3. Very nice. And we get a deep, deep doot in the corner. All right. What is, let's see, the 9? Well, I was going to ask, what else can we do? 9, 1, 3, 5. We got the 6s, the 5. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure that there's more to do vertically here. I'm not sure there's more to do vertically here. Okay, so the next, we've kind of scanned every band and every stack. So the next step that I do is I look for restricted cells. And at this point, I do start penciling cells that are down to 3 or fewer digits. And I'm on the hunt for naked pairs, naked triples, or maybe something I may have missed. But that penciling will reveal. And so let's go back to these that we know we're down to just 3, and let's actually fill them now. So this is 4, 8, 9, and then this is 4, 5, 9. These were from 4, 5, 8, 9. So this can't be 5 or 8. So this is 4, 9. Wait, why does this have 2? Sorry, I think I said a digit that wasn't correct. I said 8, which wasn't correct. These are down to 2, 4, 5, 9. So this can't be 5. So this is 2, 4, 9. And this can be any of 2, 4, 5, 9. So we're still not going to fill it because we don't fill 4. We don't need to. 3, 4, 8, 9 here. So this is from 3, 4, 9. Sorry, because it's not 8. 3, 4, 8, 9. This one's not 3, so this is 4, 8, 9. This one's not 8, so this is 3, 4, 9. Okay. It's kind of worst case scenario for penciling 3, but we did it. So really the first target for restricted cells is rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer open cells in them, because they're going to be at most 4. So you just need one thing looking in and you can pencil it. I don't see any more with 4 or fewer. Oh, I know how I do here. So we do need a 2. We know already, because this isn't 2, that this is going to have 3 left. So it's going to be the 4, 6, and 8. Okay, now the immediate thought is, does that do anything to the column? And it doesn't. As soon as you pencil a cell, you want to be looking at its row. You want to look at its column. You want to look at its box. What are the consequences? Are there any buddies? Right? Am I forming a pair or a triple? Those are the questions you want to ask, because they're a lot harder to find later. But as soon as you pencil it, that's a great time to trigger doing that scan. So 2, 4, 6, 8, the even digits. This one can't be 8, so this is 2, 4, 6. These can be any of the even digits. I think this row might be worth looking at. Yeah, it's down to 4. So we need 2, 4, 6, and 9. This can't be 2 or 6. So this is 4, 9. This can't be 6. So this is 2, 4, 9. And then 2, 4, 6, 9. This can't be 6. Oh, so yeah. I just said this can't be 6 3 times, right? This is down to 2, 4, 9. But importantly, that means 6 in this row can only go here. So we can just place the 6. This is no longer a 6. In fact, this gives us the 9 and the 6 here. Gives us the 4 here. These can't be 4. So now we're left with a 5, 8, 9 triple. And of course, the thing to check is okay, so because this is a 5, 8, 9 triple, that means there's a hit in this row, or rather, this can't be 8. So however you want to think about it, this ends up a 4 for the column. And that's why we are always scanning when we do eliminations as well. So I eliminated 4 from here. We're scanning to see if there's any immediate consequences of that. I might come back to this in a second, but I want to look at these over here first. So 2 and 8 are what remain here. And of course, I'm scanning to see if 2, 8's doing anything. In this case, no. I'm going to remove these corner mark 5s because we're just down to this triple. All right, so I wanted to come back to this cell, which is 2, 3, 4, 9. It's not a 2, so we're down to 3, 4, 9. And so, of course, because this wasn't a 2, I'm scanning 2s in the column to see, how were 2s limited? 2 places, but if it was 1 place, I could place it, right? That's the important bit. Okay, we're looking for more restricted cells at this point. We just got a bunch over here, so that might have affected things horizontally as well. So let's just make sure we rescan some of the things we got. Like this 4 we got. What else did we get? We got this 6. I don't remember which of these we got, but let's just scan them real quick. I think we already had the 1 and 3. Okay, I'm not seeing anything immediate to do with these digits, so I think we got everything. So what's our next target for restricted cells? Are there any remaining that have 4, any rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer? I'm not seeing any. Doesn't mean there aren't any, I'm just not seeing them. I'm seeing a bunch of 5s, like here. So the next thing I look at is I look for boxes that have a lot of corner marks in them. A lot is relative to how many givens there are. So basically the given plus corner mark count, is that high in a box is a question. Like here it's only 4. Here it's 5, because we're only counting the counter mark once. Here it's 4. So I'm not really impressed with any of these. If you can get it to 6 or higher, then that means anything the corner marks don't touch are down to 3 or less, right? Just counting. But I am going to look at this one because I noticed it also can't be 2, right? So in addition to what it can't be in the box, it also can't be 2, which is needed in the box. So what can it be? It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's down to 7, 9. So that my instinct was right about that one. So we might as well think about this cell since the column's almost all marked up. And the first thing I think is what are the unique candidates that I've already marked? And then, well, actually, the first thing I notice is how many open cells there are in the column, which is 5. So I'm expecting to have up to 5 things penciled into this cell, right? But what I'm going to do is see how many unique I already have. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. That is 5, right? So we already know that this is going to end up 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Now be very careful. Don't do this if you haven't properly cleaned these up. I have the red markings on, so I have properly cleaned them up by software help, software assistance, so I can trust that. But at least it's a starting point, because if you may notice, oh wait, I already have one of those digits placed. I need to clean this column up. So that's always a good thing to check anyway. But 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 4 or 8. So this is 5, 7, 9. Anyway, I whenever I describe a shortcut, it makes it sound like it takes a long time, and why would you ever do that? But this is what I'm doing constantly. I just don't always explain exactly how I'm approaching that. I thought I would this time. Certainly won't every time, or this puzzle will take half an hour to solve. There's already a pretty long solve time because I'm spending a lot of time explaining, but hopefully that's helpful for you guys. I usually get positive feedback for solves like this. So, all right, let's take a step back. What are we missing? Another issue is once you're 22 minutes in the puzzle, like I am, you've started to forget some of the things. This starts to empty out of the short-term memory, right? And so you're rediscovering things you've already seen with the puzzle, especially when I'm sitting here explaining things like on a tangent. And so if you can get your solve times down, that actually kind of becomes exponential because you're able to use your short-term memory a lot more. So it's kind of cascades onto itself. You may notice that if I get further into a solve, I start forgetting more things. And that might just be a consequence of my own memory abilities. But anyway, I'm just going to start thinking about some of these cells because I don't see anything else to do. So we're at least going to just think about the rows, columns, boxes with 5 left. So we need 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Now this can't be 4. So this 4, 6, or 8, right? So this, let's just think about it. It can be 2. Can be 3, 4, 5, 6, could be 7, can't be 8. So down to 2, 7. And now this is what I mean by as soon as you pencil a cell, look left, look at its box, look up, look at that. I have another 2, 7. I found a pair. So with that pair, it's a pair in the column, so it affects its own column. This can't be 2 is the most important deduction because the 2 and the 7 end up here in some order, but they definitely end up here in some order. We're either going to have 2, 7, or we're going to have 2, 7, right? But it's going to be one of those two. So this is never a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2. But we're also okay. We're gonna follow up on that a little bit. This 4, 9. As soon as I cleared this 2, I saw it was 4, 9. I looked left. 2 has only one place left in this column. There's a 4, 9 pair. So we can place this 2 and this 9. Placing this 9 removed a 2 corner mark. So we look where the 2 corner marks are in the box. There's 1 left. We can place this 2. Now I'm just going to do the rest. 5, 8, 9. That ends up a 5. These are not 9s. This is now the 8. That's not 9. That's not 5. I'm going to come back to here because now it's down to a pair other than the 2, 7. We know one of them's a 3 because of our corner mark here. What's the other one? It's 3 and 9. So I'm just scanning to see if I know if either of these can't be 9. I don't see it, so 3, 9. All right. I got these 3, 9s, so of course you want to check to see if that made any pairs, and it did not. All right. So we just got digits. Let's make sure we fully followed up on them. Let's clear out these corner marks here. This box is down to 4. We need 4, 6, 7, 9. This can't be 4. Excuse me. Whoa. Sorry about that. This is down to 6, 7. What am I doing? This is down to 6, 7, 9 because of the 4 here. 4, 6, 7, 9. This isn't 9, so 4, 6, 7. Okay. We know 4 is one of these. Sorry, got something's like. All right, I think I'm okay. Actually, I thought this would just cascade and finish, but I think we are basically, we've collapsed the puzzle. We've trivialized the puzzle, but we don't have enough marked to see that. So we need to just mark up more cells at this point. Like when you have this few cells left, there's no way the puzzle's hanging on with anything complicated. It just doesn't happen. So over here, I'm just picking like cells to pencil that are, 5 or fewer in the rows, column boxes. So we're just gonna think about it. We need 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. So none of these are 1, right? So the 1 goes up here. So these are down to 4, 7, 8, 9. I'm just gonna fill that out and we can clean it up. This 4 and then this 9. Of course, I'm looking for pairs. I'm looking for triples. Up here, we need 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. This one can't be 4. This can't be 7. I'm not happy with this. All right, let's look over here because we have a bunch of bi values in this box. So we need 3, 4, 5, and I'm noticing none of these are marked 5. So we already know the 5's limited to these two. But 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. That's 5 digits. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. At this point, I'm just going to fill every cell, I think. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. I know these are down to 4, but I feel like we're almost done. So I don't want to revisit the cells at this point. This cell, actually, we have the 1, the 8, and the 2 cornered, along with 6, 5. So this could be quite limited. It can't be 1, 2. It could already be 3, 4. So it's not a single. But that might match this one. It can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yes, it does match this pair. So that's not a 3, 4. This is down to 1, 5, 9, but it's not a 5. So 1, 9. And I just saw, again, just shortcut, right? All right. Does this 3, 4 do anything else that I didn't notice? Not that I'm seeing. This cell, let's look at the rest of this box. This can't be 1, it could be 2, can't be 3, could be 4, 6, 7, 8, not a 7, sorry. Wow, okay. Am I missing something? With this already penciled? Yes, I'm missing the 7, 9 pair, so that's a 4. There we go, that's 9, 3. That's not 9, that's not 4. So at some point I didn't follow up on the 7 9s and see that made a pair. That's 9, that's 1. That's 7, that's 4, that's 3. We need 5, 1, and 5. That's 9, 3, and 4. 9, okay. We get up here, the 2, the 4, and the 7. Almost placed an 8 there. That's not correct. That's 2. This is not 2, 4. We get the 8 and the 2 here. We get the 6 here, 7 and 6, 4. This is 7 or 8, so that's 8 and 7. So that's the 8, and then this is the 3, and we're done. And yeah, 28 minutes, but I think I spent 15 of those at least explaining things. I don't know. But yeah, again, if the puzzle takes too long, I start to lose the short-term memory and I forget what I'm doing and I lose the momentum. Momentum is actually really important in getting quick solves. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. I know it was a longer video. I'm sorry about that. Some people like the longer videos though, and the ones who comment that they enjoyed the video, I very much appreciate. And of course, if you enjoyed this in any way, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.